I'm the real Ron Burgundy. No, guys. Hi, this is Taco with TDS here. We got Dave on. We're ready for some fight
Oh,
night action.
so
Dave, I mean, I'm hearing this is going to be a really, really good card coming up. Dana just keeps talking about it. Who are you most looking forward to on this card?
I think the main event
Other
card.
than the main event, because which
Yeah,
you
I mean,
everybody.
I'm saying that the main event fight, I feel like is coming, way later than probably we wanted it.
Mhm.
Everybody, I think, is more hyped about the Kaz Matt fight because he's the one that's already booked. They've already booked his second fight with Damian Maya in Fight Island. I
Okay.
love that they're going back to Fight Island, by the way. So
Mhm.
I'm most excited, I think, around that fight.
Sure.
If we're looking past, I'm also actually excited about the Johnny Walker fight. He didn't look too hot on his last one. I think he lost to Corey Anderson. And Corey went to Bellator now.
Mhm.
And he was the last hype train. I mean, he's honestly, I think he has a lot of style the way
Mhm.
he fights, and he's got a lot of abilities to go out there and put on a show. So I think I like Johnny Walker's fight, and I like the Kaz Matt fight as my probably most anticipated fight
Awesome.
tomorrow.
Awesome, and we'll start breaking it down and going over some of these fights that we have doing coming up. But I do want to touch on one thing that Dave mentioned. They are going back to Fight Night out in Abu Dhabi, Fight
Fight
Island.
Island. Fight
That is
Island.
going to be really exciting because they say that to start it off, you have Costa
Mhm.
fighting, and then to end it is Abib.
Yeah,
Abib's fight versus
I mean,
who he's fighting a big guy. I forgot his name.
Gaethje, Justin
Yeah,
Gaethje.
so that should be interesting.
I mean, it's gonna be, yeah. I mean, it's Fight Island was big the first time around. It's gonna be bigger the second time around.
Yeah,
So I absolutely can't wait for them to go back. They've kind of got it figured out. They got a system going, kind of like they got the Vegas Apex. I feel like Abu Dhabi's their, home away from home right now, at least with everything that's been going on. So I really like the setup they have for that.
absolutely. And if we get into today's fights or the fights that are coming up tomorrow, we have Mackenzie Dern versus Ronda
Mark.
Marcos.
I
Okay.
mean, Mackenzie Dern is. I'm gonna keep using hype train, so don't hold it against me, guys. But she was the hype train not too long ago. She obviously she came in like overweight on her first fight, but she still won. Um, she's she just had a baby, I believe. Maybe
Okay.
so. I like her. She's got a lot of style. She's really good. Um, I don't know that she's gonna like put on a clinic here, but I like her to win this fight.
Oh,
She's prepared. She does a lot of training, as people know, in Brazil, and she's got that like Brazilian accent, even though she's from Arizona, so people think it's weird. Um, but at the end of the day, she definitely, I think, is going to show up. I think she's got a lot to prove to get back to that same momentum she had originally. So I really like her to win this fight, and I really hope that she wins this fight so we can kind of see and get more strawweight action going on. Maybe she can get a ranked opponent next.
dope, dope. So
Mm-hmm.
she's one of these up and coming contenders that
Oh, big time.
UFC loves to promote and give them some
Yes.
nice shots. So she's someone that we're going to be looking forward to watching over the next couple of fights. And then the next one is one of the fights that you're most looking forward to on this card is Johnny Walker versus Ryan Spann. Now it sounds like Johnny Walker is more of a adult beverage than he is a fighter because I've never heard of this kid in the UFC, but I have heard of the liquor. So give us a little bit of information about this one.
So when it comes down to the Johnny Walker one, bear with me here. Sorry, I'm just having some technical difficulties. I apologize. When it comes down to the Johnny Walker one, I'm a big fan of Johnny Walker. I think he was another one that had a lot of hype around him. Uh, Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he is ranked. Actually, he is a ranked fighter. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think if he gets this light heavyweight win, the light heavyweight division is wide open with no John Jones, right? So you got a lot of guys really trying to take a shot. I think Johnny Walker is one of those stylistic fighters that has an opportunity right now to get back into the limelight. Sorry, I apologize again. I'm just having lots of technical difficulties on my end, so I apologize, guys. Obviously, we've taken a couple of days to get things rolling again.
Mhm.
But and then Ryan Spann is another good fighter. I just think that Johnny Walker is probably going to pull this one out with the time he's had to prepare for this fight. That's just my thought on that one.
Awesome. So Johnny Walker sounds like he's a guy that we should be looking at for this fight to produce pretty good. What do you think about his outlook over the next, I would say, couple of fights? Do you think that he's someone that they're going to give him more shots to and give him an opportunity to really
I mean,
show off in this light heavyweight division?
absolutely. I think he's another guy that just, again, he was another one that the UFC was promoting heavily.
Mhm.
I think that he did a couple of things, like he popped his shoulder out just in a celebration after a fight.
Mhm.
And I know that people remember that, and it's not like something that's
Mhm.
not known. I'm just saying that I bring that up because I feel like there was a couple of little hiccups along the way with a couple of losses that derailed that whole like hype
Mhm.
that they had around him. But I still like the way he fights. I still think he's got a
Mhm.
lot of style. Maybe he's done some growing up after that last fight, because really, I mean, he lost bad. So I think he's gonna come back strong, and he's gonna get the W on this one.
Gotcha. Awesome. Now, here comes another one of these main fights or one of the big fights that you were looking forward to. You have Kaz Matt versus Gerald
It's a
Misher.
I
I'm
feel
sorry if
like
I
we're
mispronounced your name,
saying
Gerald.
it so wrong. It's like Kamzat or Chabaz, or I don't know. I apologize that I'm saying his name wrong. I'm gonna try and get it right by the next time around, which might not be too far long. They moved this fight to November now, the second one, but you were saying, sorry.
Sure. So in this fight here, you got Gerald, you got Kaz Matt. Who are you looking at? I mean, Kaz Matt's undefeated right now. He seems like he's been moving up. He's a younger guy. He has bigger reach. He's a little bit or not bigger reach, but he's a taller guy, a little bit less of a reach, but he's a little bit lighter as well. So does that give him a speed advantage in this fight? Like,
No,
how do you see this one
listen.
playing out?
Here's the thing. The hype is around this guy.
Mhm.
Kamza is. I mean, I think they keep talking, putting stats up. They've only landed 2 punches on him in the
Really?
last two UFC fights, and he's landed 192. That's the big stat that they're throwing around. GM is GM3, as he calls himself. I believe that's his thing. Gerald, though. He has the most, or tied for the most submissions in the middleweight division.
Mhm.
They were both kind of jawing at each other. Kamzat was like, "Hey, are you a real black belt? Who gave you that black belt? I'm a blue
Mhm.
belt. I'm going to submit you." And Gerald's just like, it's disrespectful to have my opponent get booked to fight
Mhm.
another guy without, you're looking past me, kind of thing. Like, they've booked him for October. They've moved it now a month. And Gerald is basically saying, "Hey, I'm gonna derail the hype train." He straight up just posted a picture on his Twitter with a derailed train and saying, "I'm gonna stop the hype train." And if you're going to the next fight, you're not gonna go looking the way that you do now.
All right,
So
Dave. This is the time we got to chime in. Is this that big money alert? Do we feel like Gerald's going to be able to come in and stop that hype train and be one of those upset bets that people might want to put their little bit of $2 on and say, "Hey, let's see what you got"? Or is it like this dude's about to get railroaded? He don't understand the kind of train that's coming his way.
he definitely. This is not the hype alert
He ain't
breakdown.
the
Listen,
one.
he is not gonna. I mean, don't get me wrong. Last time we got it wrong with the hype train derail with Marlon Vera knocking Sugar
Oh,
out,
Sugar.
but
Poor Sugar.
yeah, I
But
mean,
Sugar got hurt in that fight. Can we really
listen,
like
this is
his
the
whole
fight.
leg
This
popped?
is the
Like,
fight game. This is the fight game, and people get hurt all the time, and they perform better than he did on that. And I can't give him credit for the way that it seemed like he showed up on
he
that.
didn't move.
But let me tell you something. I mean, he's won fights being injured before on his leg, on the ground. So listen, the kid definitely took a setback on there. But getting back to the topic here, I like Gerald. I just don't know that he's gonna be able to pull it off.
Mhm.
The 2 fights we've seen from Kaz Matt have been so dominant that
Mhm.
it is hard to not like this guy for this fight.
Mhm.
Um, I'm gonna go and stick with Kamzat
Mhm.
because he just looks too good, man.
Sure.
Dana didn't put it out there for no reason to give him a fight. Book him another fight before. Right after.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Sure.
Now Gerald again. He's been in the fight game for a long time. He thinks this is disrespectful. This is his chance to go out there and do it. And I think he definitely can. Clearly, right, with the tie for the most submissions in the middleweight division. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stick with Khamzat. I think the hype train does not get derailed here.
No derailing of the hype train. Then in the co-main event, we have some big boys fighting. We have Donald Cerrone versus Nico Price. Now, if you first look at it, it seems like okay, Cerrone has a lot of experience, but if you look at record, you're gonna say Nico Price might have a better winning percentage. Size wise, we're looking at about the same size, but Price is a lot heavier. Has a bigger reach. He has, he's a younger fighter. Who are you looking at here, Dave?
Here's the thing. I think DC said this best, and he keeps kind of saying that more recently about kind of like Tyron Woodley that we're going to go up to next. But Donald Cerrone is obviously, a legend in the game because he's fought so long. He's a name, right?
Uh-huh.
He's definitely a badass. I like Donald. He's a good guy. I love the energy he brings to his fights, to the weigh-ins, to the pre-fight shows. I think the positivity around that, you can rally around a guy like that. He's, what do they call those? The people that are ambassadors of the game, right? In this case of the fight game. With that being said, DC said it best. Like, I feel like he's fallen into this category of like they're using him as to catapult
Price.
your name, or not Price, just in general. Like when you want to put up someone, anyone, into a co-main that's gonna catapult him into this limelight, or at least into top contention, then you give him Donald. And I don't know that I'm saying that Donald would lose, though. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that's what it seems like here. And Nico is, he's a younger guy. It's tough for me to go Nico on this one, but I'm gonna go Nico Price. I think Nico might be able to pull off the win versus Donald Cerrone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, just off of the measurables, it does look like that Nico has some advantages here just because he has he's bigger, all around. He weighs more, he has a better reach. He has age on his side, but again, with age comes experience, and with experience comes tactics that you can use in a fight like this. So it'll be interesting to see who plays out with it and who actually comes out with the win. But now, as we've all been waiting for, the main event, we got Colby versus Woodley. And man, this one should shape up to be a good one. Both these guys just don't like each other. And I think you've been saying this before. This is a fight that's been in the making for a while, right?
It has been. It's past its prime. It's kind of like when we got Mayweather Pacquiao, like post. You know what I'm saying? When you fight, remember it was like when they were both in their prime. We wanted Mayweather Pacquiao. Then we kind of got it way past their prime, and it wasn't as this. It didn't feel the same. Like inside, it didn't feel the same. And maybe if Manny had gotten that win, not that I was rooting for Money May all day. I'm just saying maybe then people would have been saying the same thing, like Mayweather wasn't in his prime. I don't know. Point is, Money May pulled that fight off, did a great job.
Right.
And the same thing is happening here, though, with Tyron. If Tyron doesn't win, which everybody's talking about him letting his hands go, it's true, man. To be honest, I've been so disappointed watching Tyron Woodley's last couple of fights, man, because he just doesn't let his hands go. I really, power puncher. He's not looking like the Tyron that beat Till. He's not looking like the Tyron that was the champion, even. So that's what I think about this fight. I think that.
Do you think that's because of his age? Like as he's gotten older, he just doesn't have it anymore?
Everybody says it. Father Time catches up to all of us.
Yep.
I think his age has. And some of the injuries have played a role. I know he had surgery on his shoulder. I believe he had surgery on his thumb or hand. And Colby is, bro, he is in your face. He is an aggressive, come at you 24/7. There's pressure. With that being said, I would love nothing less than to see my boy Tyron Woodley go in there and straight up put, Colby to sleep. and
Ooh.
out.
Ooh.
My heart tells me that Tyron's going to show up to this fight because he needs to show up to this fight. And if he doesn't show up to this fight, his career is going to be over, and Colby's going to have that for him. So I am strongly saying Tyron's letting those hands go.
All right. So you got Tyron
knockout. Maybe it's got to be a little early though. So it's got to be round 3. Because if we get into those later rounds, I like Colby, but we're going Woodley knockout round 3.
All right, so you think that if he's able to get those hands flying early, he can knock him out. He could take this victory. But if it starts going deep into this match, it's gonna set Colby up for being able to get him in those like 4th, 5th rounds.
Is gonna outdo Woodley. If Colby gets into those later rounds, it's gonna be Colby. He's gonna really tire him out, and it's not gonna be good for Woodley. It's gonna be a long night for Woodley. It's kind of like what happened to him in the last fight. So I definitely think that Tyron's going to go out there. He's going to let those hands go. He's going to let them fly. If he doesn't knock him out within the first 3 rounds, then I think Colby will win the fight by decision. But that's not going to happen. I think that Tyron knows he's got to come out here and show up. And he listen, he talks a lot, and the social media team, people out there are not big fans of Tyron because he's constantly on social media, like talking about all these things he's going to do. Back it up, sir. Back it up. You got the capability. You've been a champion. You've been a real, not interim champion like Colby. So if you don't show up, you got to give props where they're due to the right guy, and Colby will have that. I mean, the props well deserved because he's really knocked on some doors and really beat a couple of high level guys. So I might not like Colby, his personality, but he's a great fighter. So that's what I got.
All right, so right now, just to recap a little bit about what you got going on, we got Mackenzie Dern winning her fight. We got Johnny Walker not only being the liquor of the night, but he's going to be the fighter of the night. Then we got Kaz Matt. We have him beating Gerald, right? Gerald cannot stand up to the hype train that is Kaz Matt. He's posting nonsense. People. Then we have Cerrone versus Price. And my boy over here, Vegas Snake Eyes, is saying Nico Price is that scary guy to watch out for. Nico Price is going to pull this one out. He has size, he has speed, he has youth, and he's going to take that out on Cerrone, who, let's face it, Cerrone has 15 losses. That's a lot, man. And then lastly, we got Colby versus Tyron. And let's face it, we think Colby, if it goes late, he's going to pull it out. But we think that Tyron is going to pull those hands out early, and he's going to show him what he's made of. And he's going to knock this guy out before we get to the 3rd round. He's going to put in the work to maintain his positioning in the UFC. Am I getting this right, Dave? Did I miss anything? Are we forgetting anything?
Put that parlay ticket in, guys. I mean, that's a nice little 5-teamer if you ask me. I like the way that William Hill pays those out. But why not?
Talk to that bank account, baby. Talk to that bank account.
put those bets in early, guys. But no, really, I think that you got it right, man. I think it's gonna be a fun card. I like 1 through 5 all the way through. I believe we didn't cover one of the fights. It's just because I didn't feel strong enough, and I know.
Absolutely, and you know what? At the end of the day, if we didn't cover the fight, it's because they're not big enough. They're not good enough. They're not ready to be on the TV.
Let's not go out that strong. These guys got some skill sets to be where they're at.
Well, listen like this: if the Vegas Snake Eyes don't know about them, then we'll find out about them. On a side note, before we close out, these Yankees are on fire. They just won another game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this going on. It's about the fireworks time. UFC main event, fight night, Covington versus Woodley. It's coming to you tomorrow. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for everything. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We appreciate the love, and much love to you guys.